which I don't even know when that was originally posted, but I'm gonna check, because I don't remember. And I don't, that's me. Okay. Since October 20th, I literally have not posted an episode, and I sincerely apologize. There's been a lot of things that have happened in Hollywood that I have not covered, that I would like to cover. It might be a little late to do so, but it's still my opinion, and I still think it matters. So we're gonna get to it anyways. So cue intro music. Okay, so if you're listening on Anchor, you'll probably hear the intro music. If you're on YouTube, hi, welcome back to my channel if you watched it. Okay, so the first thing I want to the first thing I want to get started, on is the Jay Alvarrez video. So if you don't know who Jay Alvarrez is, I didn't know who he was. I know him because of his released sex tape that's like 1 minute and 30 to 40 seconds. I'm not sure. And I only knew about it because on TikTok, everybody started playing like the music, and they were talking about like coconut oil and something about Jay Alvarrez, and I'm like, who the fuck is Jay Alvarrez? I want to know who he is. So I quickly went to the comment sections of like that specific TikTok. I don't remember who the TikTok was, or else I would give credit to her, but I don't remember her thing. And I've liked so many videos on TikTok that I have, like, it's gonna be more than 100 probably, and I'm not gonna search that. But they mentioned the coconut oil and how it's on TikTok, or not on TikTok, on Twitter, and how if you wanted to, you could go on Twitter and like search it up. So I was like, okay, Abby. So it's taken me a couple of tries, but I finally found the infamous leaked sex tape of Jay Alvarrez. Now, if you go on TikTok, you're gonna see a lot of jokes, and so I wanted to go on and say what the jokes were, because, you know, so in his video's a minute, I'm gonna say roughly 1 minute and 30 seconds. It might be longer, it might be like 1 minute and 40. But so it starts off like a like, it's like his vlog style. Now, I don't watch his YouTube channel, I don't really follow him, I didn't really care for him. But apparently, from what I've gotten from Twitter and TikTok, is that it's similar to his vlog styles of like the cinematography. And so I'll go into detail how it looks. So it's 1 minute, whatever. It's like dark. So it's like, you can't, like, it's not like porn videos where it's like light, like lit or whatever. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like dark and like gloomy. And he doesn't he cuts it up. So it's not like those like porn videos that are like 20 minutes or whatever, how long those are. It's cut short, and it's like fast paced. And yeah, and so then in a teapot, he puts in coconut oil and like melts it, and then like well, he like pours it all over her and then like eats her out. And so a lot of the jokes were like, she's gonna have a UTI for the rest of her life. Someone say like she probably drank cranberry juice before and after. And so then on TikTok, everybody was like, I even did a TikTok, you can go follow it. My username is @crybabylibra97 because I'm a Libra and I'm always crying. And I was born in 1997. Once I reach an age of 30, I think I'm gonna say I was born in I'm gonna say I was born in 2000, so I can be like younger. But initially, like, the jokes were mostly about like the UTI and like coconut oil, and like I did a TikTok about it where I'm like, and the background music is the main song from Mean Girls. I'm gonna see if I can play it for you guys. Hopefully I won't get trademarked for this, because that would be really embarrassing. And okay, this is the song. It's like the hallway scene. So I'll show you guys on here if you can see it. Okay, so. I'm dumb. I am not a gynecologist, and I know my body parts because I am living in this body. I normally would say don't put coconut oil in areas that are sensitive like that because it could cause a UTI, I'm assuming. But, and then again, I wouldn't do it. And like, I would do research before you let your significant other, partner, whoever is pouring coconut oil over you, to make sure that it's safe and it's not going to cause you any like diseases or UTIs or whatever, or any infections. Make sure to do that, because that was a joke and a lot of people are joking about that. But I do want to, who is ever listening, if you do decide to use coconut oil for whatever reason on your body, to like investigate and maybe ask your gynecologist or doctor or Google if that is safe. And if you're not comfortable with it, obviously don't put coconut oil, especially in those areas. Okay, moving on. Someone else also, apparently he dated Alexis Ren, and she kind of, I knew of Alexis Ren. I followed her Instagram for maybe a couple of months, and then like I unfollowed her. And apparently she was like linked to Cameron Dallas, I think it's Cameron Dallas, the one of the MagCon boys. And I think I unfollowed him too. And then she was also linked to, or she was dating Noah Centineo, I think early in 2020. And then Jay Alvarrez is her ex. And so apparently when they broke up, she like tweeted that his like penis was small. And so now that Jay Alvarez's sex tape is released, people are like saying how she lied, because apparently it's not small, it's actually big, to like standards, like I guess US standards of what is big. This is not a sex podcast, so I'm not gonna get into it. I'm even blushing just because it's not something that I would normally put on an episode, but we'll get onto that. So apparently it's big. And then a lot of things that came up, they were just poking fun at her. It'd say like she was just trying to keep that all to herself, like she didn't want to share it, or she didn't want anyone else to have him after her. So it was like poking fun at her and stuff like that. But I mean, it's a cinematic piece of art. I feel like it's not even a sex tape at this point. Like, it's artwork. Like, the way it was edited, the way it was filmed, like the vibe and mood of like the camera and like the lighting and stuff, like doesn't even make it like a stiff porn video. Like, this is actually cinematic. Like, both of them seem like they're having fun. And so I feel like more people would be more intrigued into those types of videos than say like those stiff on-set porn videos that are kind of like common, I think. And that's just personally me. And so, yeah, another thing is, though, the girl, I don't really know her and I don't know her socials or anything like that, but apparently the girl from the video caused a lot of like women, and I'm using the gender women because a lot of the ones on TikTok kind of like went by that gender, but made them feel insecure about their bodies because she obviously has gotten a lot of work done. Is this still recording? Okay. Has gotten a lot of work done. She had, obviously you could tell she had like gotten a breast augmentation. And then some people, like, this is assuming because someone found an old picture of her and then compared it to her now. And it's evident that she clearly got stuff done to her face and her body. So a lot of women are kind of like, she was hairless for one, like, and I mean completely hairless. Like, there was not a crevice on her body that had hair except for head and her eyebrows. And that was it. Like, there was no other hair. And I think that's like important to like say, because women have hair. Like, women have hair. And I feel like certain ethnicities have more hair than others. I know I have hairy arms. Well, not hairy arms, but like, they're not that hairy, I would say. Well, I waxed them, so maybe I shouldn't show my arms. But on a normal basis, when I don't have them waxed, they are hairy. And they're not like thick, but, they're there. obviously, sorry for yawning. Every time I put up the camera, I yawn. And if you're listening to this on whatever listening platform or streaming platform you listen to, you'll also hear me yawn. But whenever I start recording or videographing myself, I start yawning. It's just a bad habit I have. It's a Libra thing, actually. Point blank. Anyways, so normalize women having hair. Now, whether you like having hair on your body or not, that's your own personal choice. Like, I feel like people have like opinions on that, and I think it's like whatever makes you happy, go ahead. But you also shouldn't like shame women if they don't want hair on their bodies. Like, that's just their personal preference. And I think it is more taboo to see a woman with hair, and so that's just like their own thing. I personally hate hair on my body. I refuse to have any hair on me. I don't like it. So that's me. But obviously I'm not, like, if you see me, I'm not a hairless chicken or one of those hairless cats. And I could get deeper into that, but I'm not, because I don't want this to be a rated R episode. Anyways, moving on. So someone said she probably had labioplasty. So if you don't know what labioplasty, if you go to the female genitalia, and maybe I should like Google this, because women genitalia. No. If you go to a chart of women, they'll have charts and they'll tell you that. So we're gonna start. You have your little okay, so like this is it, right? You have your clitoris, your urethra, your labia majora, and then your labia minora, and then your vagina, and then your anus, which is like your ass, right? Okay, so labiaplastia, I can't say it, is when they take the labia majora and labia minora and they make it, I think they cut it, right? Let me Google that. So labiaplasty. I just want to know what that is. I want to make sure you guys leave this podcast informed about what's going on. So a labiaplasty is a surgical procedure done to reshape the labia minora, the inner lips, of the vulva. So I was wrong. This is why we use Google. According to the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, the number of people seeking to alter the appearance of their labia has been increasing since the organization began keeping track in 2015. I think it was at a video where someone said that like even girls at Meryl. If you don't know who Meryl is, I apologize for yawning. Meryl is on BuzzFeed. I think she just started her own channel. I don't know if she left BuzzFeed or not, but she's kind of like known for recreating like food, like vegan food. So like she'll make an egg out of like a tomato, lobster out of mushrooms. She made oysters out of mushrooms. She made seitan steak. She's made a bunch of like recreations of stuff like that. So that's where she's from. But she did a more intimate video where she talked about her own vagina as a whole and kind of talked about how the porn industry, if I remember, because I watched it in the summer, kind of like, obviously girls watch porn. And if you don't, that's also normal. If you do, that's also normal. But those who do watch porn obviously see a lot of like porn stars who professionally get waxed, get hair removal, and sometimes they get labioplasty. And I think what also schools don't teach girls is also that vaginas come in all different shapes and sizes. Like there's not just one perfect one. And I think porn stars have like the ideal one where it's like everything is inside. And then we're taught that that's normal. So then when girls have vaginas that have like the labia majora, I think is the one that like sometimes comes out, that it's seen that abnormal and ugly, and that's not true. I would also follow Vulva Gallery on Instagram. She does a really great job of she paints vaginas like as a living, or I think as a living, I don't know, but her Vulva Gallery Instagram has gotten really big. It's been really popular, but it's known, she like recreates different vaginas to kind of like teach that they come in all shapes and sizes, not just like one set, and that is the normal set. And if you don't have the normal set, it's kind of like with boobs. I feel like boobs or breasts, whatever you want to call them, are similar, and that like in movies it's usually like the perky ones are like small and perky and they have like the pink nipples and stuff, and then they don't teach you like what boobs look like on women of color. or like the ones that are like turn this way, or the ones that are like bell shaped. I don't know, there's so many. And I think that's happening with vaginas, and I think women more, and like millennials and Gen Z are more comfortable talking about this, so I think that's become a topic. But girls started feeling insecure that what is that? I don't know what that was. Sorry, Zoom. Anyways, it's not like really talked about, or it's being more talked about by like my generation and the generation. I guess I'm part of the Gen Z. I'm 1997, so maybe I'm Gen Z. Whatever. I'm gonna say I'm Gen Z. They're more open to it, and I think Vulva Gallery does a great job of like teaching like no. But anyway, some girl was saying like how you can't really like compare yourself to her because she's a porn star, and so I think she's a porn star. I shouldn't say that because I don't know if she's a porn star or not. From the video, you could say she's a porn star, but she probably got labioplasty, which is that procedure I mentioned. And Merle did that thing about how girls like from 16 with like parents' consent go through that surgery, and it's like, why don't we? And obviously the plastic surgeons are getting money off it, so I'm not saying like they're the ones that are like, no, fuck that, we're not gonna like teach these girls, because then where's the income coming from? Because I honestly think, like, if you don't know me, I'm very pro plastic surgery. I think if there's something that makes you insecure, do it. And if that's your whole fucking face, redo your whole face. Like, who cares? Like, you have one life to live, and however you want to live, if that's by doing plastic surgery, go ahead. I also think with plastic surgery and like wanting to change everything, you also have to talk about body dysmorphia and low insecurities. And that should also be in the conversation, not with anyone else, but within yourself. Like, I want to get a lot of shit done to myself, but I also have the conversation of body dysmorphia which I deal with, and like low self-esteem and things like that, because are you doing this for another person, or are you doing this to make you happier? Either way, it's your own body, face, whatever, and you can do whatever you want. But so obviously plastic surgery is never going to go away. I think with vaginas it's just more, I don't want to say a more sensitive topic, but I think it's not really discussed. Like, you talk about boob jobs, a nose job, like a facelift, and now it's like the cat thing that Bella Hadid supposedly did to her face, although she didn't confirm it. Like, it's, no one talks about labioplasty, like that's not discussed. And I think if so many teenage girls are doing it, then it's an issue. And I think Instagrams like Vulva Gallery and like Planned Parenthood do a great job of kind of like addressing what a normal vagina looks like and like what it looks like. I would also follow Lena the Plug. Whatever your feelings towards her, I guess her fiance, boyfriend, whatever his name is, are, I think I should start counting how many times I yawn. I think she's a great, I don't want to say role model, but I think she's a great person to follow if you're interested in that. She's also a cam girl and a sex worker, and so she also talks about that. But yeah, a lot of people were comparing to the girl in the Jay Alvarrez video, and it's like, no, like that's not what normal, not normal, but that's not like what a typical woman looks like. Like, no one has that much money to cash out to get a boob lift, contour, nose, like your face reworked, and then labioplasty. And I think also getting all that hair, like girls have hair. I think people like forget that, but like some girls have hair on their bellies. Some girls have hair on their back. Some girls have hair on their legs. Everyone has hair on their legs. But like the list goes on and on. And so it's normal for women to have hair. And it's also normal for women, if you like, if a woman's having sex, to be like, I have hair. Like, it's, to me, it's like, how is that something to be insecure about? Because obviously, like, I would love to get my back hair waxed, but it's also hurting. And like, point being, I don't think you should be insecure. I also don't think you should be comparing yourself to a professional sex worker, because sometimes companies, or they themselves, if they're on cam girls and stuff like that, or if they're doing their own videos themselves, majority of the income goes to themselves, obviously. But oh my god, I'm yawning again. That's like comparing yourself to someone who works in that field professionally and constantly gets like hair removal and things like that, so you shouldn't be comparing yourself to that. That's all Jay Alvarrez video. Surprisingly, a lot of the Gen Zers liked it. I think it's because it isn't like a stiff porn video. I think it's a cinematic masterpiece, and I live for it. So, oh, sorry, ignore my dad. So, I'm like out of breath. Point being, if you want to see the Jay Alvarrez video, I'm not going to give a link because no. But if you go on Twitter, I'm going to yawn again. I apologize. Okay, if you go on Twitter and just type in Jay Alvarrez, there's bound to be a link. It was leaked. At this point, I think any porn site should have it if you type in Jay Alvarrez. So there's that. Moving on, I think we're done with that. I think we're done with Coconut Oil and Mean Girls and Jay Alvarrez and all that. I want to talk about The Weeknd. Now, I'm not an OG The Weeknd fan. I started liking The Weeknd in 2016. So, not the oldest fan, but I'm definitely a supporter. The Grammys are coming up. And there's a lot to unpack on that. So if you don't know, he released Blinding Lights, his single off of his newest, is that a word? His most recent, why does it say share screen? His most recent album, and it's called After Hours, and it was released in 2020, and his single Blinding Lights, I think, was one of the #1 streamed songs of the year. Also, just in the whole album is like complete masterpiece. It's my second favorite. It's saying that shit again. Yay. Okay, hopefully that worked, guys. Sorry. Technical difficulties. Anyways, point blank, I don't like you guys this close to me. Okay. Blinding Lights was one of like the most streamed songs, and he got no nominations. Neither did Ariana Grande. And I don't care what anyone says, Ari deserved that award for Thank You Next. That album was great. In My Head. NASA? Break Up With Your Girlfriend? I mean, say what you will, but yeah, so I'm going to read some of the things The Weeknd. He went on Instagram to discuss this. So it says, the Grammys remain corrupt. You owe me, my fans, and the industry transparency. And then he said, collaboratively planning a performance for weeks to not being invited. In my opinion, 0 nominations. You're not invited. So he kind of went on to like the thing. Oh my God, is it Elliot? What's his name? He was on Saturday Night Live. No, not Elliot Page. What the fuck? Oh my God, how do I not remember his name? He was like BFFs with Diana, Princess Diana. What the fuck? Oh my God. Billy Joel? No. He sings a Piano Man. That guy. Did a whole movie on him. I don't remember his name at the moment. This is so embarrassing. He even tweeted out at The Weeknd, was like, this is unfair for you. You deserved it. And then I'm going to get to goofy ass Justin Bieber in a minute. Because he annoyed me. That's like a long breath, but he annoyed the shit out of me. I was a fan of Justin Bieber. Don't get me wrong. There was a time period in 8th grade where I was like not a believer, but I also didn't, like, I supported him. I liked his music. I also didn't want him to get deported to Canada. You know, so like there's that. I'm trying to read. Okay, so Halsey also went in support with The Weeknd, and she kind of went on this Instagram. She posted a note to her Instagram. I'm going to read it from an article from the Hollywood Reporter because I screenshotted it, but I don't want to like take too much time to find it on my phone. So I'm just going to read the article. So it says, while I'm thrilled for my talented friends who were recognized this year, I am hoping for more transparency or reform. Halsey is getting a few things off her chest after being snubbed again once again by the Grammys. I will say, Bad at Love, that album, Hopeless Kingdom Foundation, something like that, I don't think it was that good to be, it was good, but not that good to be nominated for a Grammy, personally. But, however, is this in focus? Can you guys see me? I will say Badlands should have won. Should have been nominated, and it should have been like won. That album, everybody loves Badlands. Who doesn't love that album? And then her most recent one, oh my god, I've like, it's on my number one streaming songs, but her most recent one, Manic, there you go. Also, like, she went hard on that. She was really intimate with us as fans and kind of like told her side. 929 is my I live for 929. I really do. I live for that song. Should have been nominated, and she should have like at least win some awards for that. But she also wasn't nominated along with The Weeknd. So Beyonce is leading the way with 9 nods, following by Taylor Swift, Dua Lipa, Roddy Ricch, notable snubs, The Weeknd, Halsey, and Selena Gomez, all of whom had major albums that spotted Billboard Hot 100. I think Lose You to Love Me should have been nominated for Selena, like Obvi. That song was one of the most popular this year, I think. And also, like, it was emotional. I even cried. I really genuinely cried when I heard that song. I was also in my feels, and maybe I made up some scenarios, but it was a really good song. And it says, I've been thinking and wanting to choose my words carefully because a lot of people have extended sympathy and apology to me since the Grammy nominations, Halsey wrote in her Instagram story on November 20th. She has not been nominated in the Big Four, Album of the Year, Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best New Artist. For a fact, Badlands would have been nominated for Album of the Year because, yes, I Don't Care, Fight Me, that album is... It's like this album of 2014. It should have been nominated in 2015. Record of the Year, New Americana, like all the songs. Song of the Year and Best New Artist. Halsey should have won back then for Badlands, and she should have won, well, I guess Brand New Artist, but like she's not a new artist now, but you get me. She has received just 2 Grammy nominations to date, both 4 years ago. For Closer, but like Closer has now become one of the most annoying songs because they overplayed it to the point where I'm like, I know the lyrics back to back, but also this shit just like, it annoys me. Please turn it off. And also, like, how are you gonna nominate Halsey for Closer when Badlands? Like, I go back to the album because it is so good. Like, she should not, I don't fuck with this. So then she goes on to say, quote, the Grammys are an elusive process. Halsey continued in her post, it can often be about behind-the-scenes private performances. Okay, I'm going to start this quote again. Listen to this and tell me not. It can often be about behind-the-scenes private performances, knowing the right people, campaigning through the grapevine with the right handshake and bribes, quote, that's a quote, that can be just ambiguous enough to pass as not bribes. She added that many politics go into receiving Grammy nomination, including committing to exclusive TV performances that help the Recording Academy earn millions in advertising on the night of the show. Halsey also gave a shout out to The Weeknd, who was also snubbed despite having released a massively popular album in After Hours, which included the record-breaking hit song Blinding Lights. It's not always about the music or quality or culture. She wrote, while I am thrilled for my talented friends who were recognized this year, I am hoping for more transparency or reform, but I'm sure this post will blacklist me anyways. So, again, that was Halsey, and that was what she wrote, because I think Manic should have been nominated for, like, maybe not new coming artist, because she's not a new coming artist, but Album of the Year. Manic was so good. 929, I have that on repeat. And so, who knows, maybe she is gonna get blacklisted. So let's get on to, Justin's goofy ass. I never genuinely didn't like Justin. I like lost interest in him in high school. I didn't really care for him with the rise of like with One Direction, and then 2014, 2015, the era. I swear to God, that was the best era. It had Teen Wolf, Pretty Little Liars, 5 Seconds of Summer, One Direction, Halsey, Troye Sivan, The Neighborhood, like Arctic Monkeys. Like, that was a fucking era. I kind of didn't care for Justin. Obviously, he was so popular, and then I was also like, I didn't campaign, but I was like, don't support him. You know, he makes mistakes. But then what got me annoyed, and I have nothing against Hailey Bieber. I really don't. And then I'm not going to be like, oh my God, like, I don't like her because she married Justin. I don't give a fuck about that. I didn't like her when she wanted to sue, either she wanted to sue or sued the plastic surgeon who made a video, I think it was on TikTok, about the surgeries she allegedly or supposedly got. And I believe he did like say in the beginning like he wasn't 100% sure, but he went on saying like the things, and she was like saying that was defamation or something like that. But I'm like, sis, you don't sue someone like that. Like, you know, you're married to Justin Bieber, you're part of the Baldwin family, like you're bound to get some talk. And obviously she has, like, she was around the Jenners and the Kardashians. Dude, everybody fucking talks about celebrities and their plastic surgeries. Like, you know, like, you're not the only one. And also, that guy did videos on, like, almost all the celebrities, like Kylie, Dove Cameron, Bella Hadid. You know, like, if anyone should be suing anyone, it's Bella, because she's, like, always being, like, saying, oh my gosh, she got this and this done. But to sue someone, like, bitch. Like, B, come on, like, get it in your head, like, you're not special. Like, honestly. I will say it's unjust to hate on her because of Selena, because you don't really know what, like, I feel like that's such a silly thing to hate on someone for. Like, I live for Selena. I love her. I bought Rare Beauty. I listened to her album, my queen. But that doesn't mean I'm going to go attack Hailey and, like, Justin and, like, all that, because it's like, well, I'm not their fan, so I really don't care. Like, I care about Selena. Also, that you don't know, like, sometimes I feel like fans take it too far and think they know everything, and it's like, no, like, they're still people. They still have private lives. You don't really know what went down. And you go into the whole conspiracy theories and all that, but I'm just saying, like, I don't, like, dislike her for that reason. I dislike her for suing someone, and now I feel like everybody's scared to say anything. She's like, I'm gonna sue you. Like, no one cares, dude. Like, everyone is getting attacked. Like, she needs to take a chill pill. Also, she's not, like, I'm not saying she's, like, known because of Justin, because I've known of Hailey Bieber herself. Also, she dated Shawn Mendes. At the time when I was really in love with Shawn Mendes, I was heartbroken, because I'm like, why is it always the models? But, you know, that's it. So she didn't know me. Anyways, Justin also got me annoyed because he was supporting her, and I felt like as a husband, you should be like, calm down. Like, you're not the only one that's getting attacked. Bunch of, like, the famous models are. You know? So it's, like, not a thing. But anyways, Justin got nominated for Yummy. Yummy. No. I don't care what anyone says. And we're going to get to a TikTok that I found that upset me. But he got nominated, and he got nominated in the pop genre. And he wanted to get nominated in the R&B, which I didn't listen to his album, so I don't care. I really don't, whatever. But he said this. He said, he did a post about Jesus and Christianity. I'm not going to read that. It's irrelevant to the post. But it says, thinking about our performance and morality can leave us feeling discouraged because we feel as though we can never measure up. But I have good news. Jesus, being fully God yet fully man, took our past, present, and future sins, forgiving us, allowing us walk free of shame. Did we earn it? Nope. Did we deserve it? Nope. Our joy should be coming from the finished work of what Jesus did on the cross. The simple fact, he knows no sin, whatever. Where's, like, the thing? I read, like, a whole Jesus post, and that's not what I was trying to find. I'm gonna have to go on Google. That was just about God. He posts so much about Jesus. Like, I mean, go ahead, go off. You know, don't really care. But I'm gonna read his post. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna Google it right now. I apologize for you guys. You can skip till you hear me speak about this thing. But anyways, he was annoying the shit out of me, because I'm like, sir, real talented people have gotten, like, snubbed, and you got nominated for Yummy. For Yummy, really? Like, has anyone heard that song? You know? What the fuck? Okay, he said, Justin received 3 nominations for his 5th studio album, and this is by Teen Vogue, by the way. Changes: Best Pop Solo Performance for Yummy, Best Pop Duo Group Performance for Intentions, and Best Pop Vocal Album. He took issues with the pop distinction. In an Instagram missive, he called out the Grammys for not nominating him in the R&B categories. I'm flattered to be acknowledged and appreciated for my artistry. With that being said, I set out to make an R&B album. Changes was and is an R&B album. I grew up admiring R&B music and wished to make a project that would embody that sound. For this not to be put into that category feels weird, considering from the chords to the melodies to the vocal style, all the way down to the hip-hop drums that were chosen. It's undeniably, unmistakably an R&B album. Reading that statement is like witnessing a child. So then the writer said, reading that statement is like witnessing a child throwing a tantrum because he wants the one toy that another kid has, despite having access to a playroom full of toys. So preoccupied he is with these toys that he fails to realize which children aren't even allowed in the room. Well said. I feel like that little paragraph sums up my feelings towards him. You ungrateful artist. Now let's move on to Yummy. Yummy was that annoying song where people were saying he essentially talked about Hailey Bieber's vagina. And someone had the audacity on TikTok to compare it to Harry Styles being nominated for Watermelon Sugar. Hi. First of all, don't disrespect Harry Styles like that. Second of all, Justin Bieber wrote about his wife's vagina. I don't care that she's got that yummy. I really didn't want to know that information. Also, the song wasn't even that good. Harry Styles created a masterpiece with Watermelon Sugar High, and it was about the universal vagina. Also, his song is like normalizing giving women head. Now, this might be a little too explicit, but it goes well with the whole Jay Alvarrez thing. Women getting head should be normalized, and Watermelon Sugar High does that. It compares not only the taste, but the vagina to a juicy watermelon in the summer. And it talks about how sweet it is and how it gives him a high. Imagine you're with your bros. If he was with his bros, I guess. You're like, yeah, like, it's like getting high off watermelon sugar. Instead of making it this taboo thing. So do not compare Yummy, which is about Hailey Bieber's vagina, which I don't care, or her love or her heart, whatever conspiracy you want to say, to Watermelon Sugar High, which is about the universal of giving head to a woman and starting a movement. I may have exaggerated that, but it's a really good song and it's not annoying. You can like bop to Watermelon Sugar High and then listen to Yummy and be like, get that off the radio. And I'm annoyed. And maybe it is because by that time Hailey annoyed the shit out of me already with the suing of plastic surgery. Like, sis, you're not that important to this. Hopefully this doesn't backfire on me. But it just annoyed me because I'm like, no, you can't compare these two songs. Like, one's about one specific person. This is about a universal woman and a universal vagina and the concept of giving head to a woman and comparing her to watermelon on a hot summer day, and it's juicy and sugary. It's the artistry. You can't compare. Annoyed. But that is all we have for the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to watch us on YouTube, obviously. Stream it on Apple and Spotify, and I'll see you guys in another episode next week.